Call Halayim Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakadash Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shah Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shah Barakatah Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shah is the true name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, man. And they only came for the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. But you have those of the scattered, man, which are the Gentiles spoken of in the book of New Testament. You know, they are Israelites. You know, their father's lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But, you know, their fathers mixed and mingled with the heathen. So now they bear the shame of the heathen, and they look like heathen nations, but they're actually Israelites, man. You know, because you know, black, white, and all that other shit, that shit's not a real race. You know, Colombian, Haitian, Dominican, Cuban, black, you know, Native American, that's not a real race, man. That's made up names that the so-called white man Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, gave the people, you know, to confuse them. Uh, your race is not determined by how you look. It's determined by your father's seed. Alright, I'm doing something right now. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Speaking of they, that's the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, the sons of Jacob, man. And that's you tribe of Judah is you Negroes. Tribe of Benjamin is you West Indians, you know, Jamaicans. Levi is the Haitians. Ephraim is the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh is the Cubans. Simeon is the Dominicans. Zebulun is Guatemala to Panama. Gad is the Native American Indians. Asher is the people in Colombia to Arua. Uruguay. You know, Reuben is the Seminole Indians. Issachar is the Mexicans, and Naphtali is the people in Argentina or Chile. So you know you are the true 12 tribes, but you also have those, you know, of our people. You know, those men of those nations. You know, they mixed and mingled with different heathen nations, you know, so-called white people, the Edomites, you know, Arabs, the Ishmaelites, Elam, you know, East Indians, other Arab motherfuckers. So-called African men, which are the Hamites, you know, the Philistines and Babylonians, Egyptians and shit. You know, you know, the different heathen nations, you know, the Hawaiians and Polynesian people, which are the sons of Japhet. You know, our people mixed with those women of them nations. So some of our Israelite brothers came out looking like them as well. You know, see, this is Luke 21:24 continuing. And they, the 12 tribes, shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So, you know, we were led away captive from different various captivities: Babylonian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, the Egyptian captivity, the Roman captivity. We were under the Romans for a while. The Greek captivity. We were under Alexander the Great. You know, and his fucking people, you know, which were Edomites, the so-called white man, and we mixed and mingled during them different times. You know, the Atlantic slave trade, man. You know, the massacring of the Native Americans, man. You know, the conquistadors conquering the Incas and Aztecs and shit. You know, during that time, our people were oppressed. And when our men are oppressed, what do they like to do, man? They like to lay with women, man, to take the pain and ease it, man. and our men were bagging these motherfucking heathen women, man, sleeping with them, and the kids came out looking like the heathen, man. You know, like this video, I had did a whole video, man, before this. It was almost about an hour, and it didn't save, man. You know, and that's Esau trying to bug me. But I jumped on this topic because of, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, man. You know, you know, so-called Israelites rule Europe, Ireland. You know, I seen a video from one of the brothers posted. It was this so-called white man, but he was an Irish man. You know, he was like, um, 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 I'm Irish. That makes me black, man. I may not look like it, but I'm one of the blackest people you'll meet. Because of the Moors. Israelites rule. If you look at the Dark Ages, Israelites rule England. They were the royal families ruling England and Ireland and Europe and Russia, man. But they were trodden down because we entered into the time of the Gentiles. Our people, they started, we weren't in our glory anymore, man. So our people, man, we was trodden down, man. We started sleeping with heathen women. Our people started lose their pigment, their melanin, you know, for different purposes, thinking that it would get them out of the bad positions they were in if they looked like the Gentiles, because we were in the time of the Gentiles, and we're still in the time of the Gentiles. We're gonna be in this time until Yahweh Shah Hamashiach returns and brings back the glory to Israel. And our glory was in our melanin and shit too as well. That's part of our glory, man. You see today our women hate themselves. They hate their woolly hair. They get weave. They get fake nails. They get blonde hair. That's a form of leprosy, man. They get blue eye contacts and shit. They want to be like the heathen because we're in the time of the Gentiles. The nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we've been trodden down. We've been divided and conquered, man. We're calling ourselves by black, by Native American, by Latino, by Cuban, Dominican, Haitian, Jamaican. We calling ourselves all this bullshit, man. We are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. But the heathen have trodden us down. Even some of our people are calling themselves white, because they have pale skin, and that's part of the curses. That's bearing the shame of the heathen. That's to us belong the confusion of face. That shit, that's shameful, man. I was speaking with a brother from the Northern Kingdom tribe. My nephew called him a white man. That's shameful as fuck to even be thought of being one of those men. If you look at the history of the so-called white man, the Edomites, the devils, their history is bloodshed, thievery, deceit, homosexuality. To even look like them, that shit is shameful, man. But that's one of the curses some of our people have to bear, cause we mixed and mingled, man. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So you got some of our people looking like the heathen and living like the heathen, man. They don't know who they are, man. And that's one of the curses in Deuteronomy, man. So that's why, us as Israelites, we gotta break that barrier down, man. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. We gotta break that barrier down and understand that, when Paul was sent out to gather the Gentiles, that's those of our nation who were scattered, who may have looked like those heathens and lived like them, but they truly went back and descended back on their father's side to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We gotta understand, not every one of us Israelites are gonna look like Wesley Snipes or gonna look like LeBron James. We're gonna have some of our brothers who gonna come in looking like Blake Griffin. You know, he's mixed. We're gonna have some of our brothers coming in looking like Justin Bieber. We're gonna have some of our brothers coming in looking like Tom Cruise. You know, we're gonna have some of our brothers coming in looking like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, we're gonna and I've seen it, man. I've seen the videos of the brothers who are calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and they look like so-called white men, but they're not, man. Their spirit is just is Israel, man. You know, they just, you know, down the line. Say I sleep with a so-called white woman. Now, mind you, your lineage is determined by your father's seed. I am an Israelite. I know for a fact I'm an Israelite, man. The curses is on me heavy, man. I know for a goddamn fact. But I sleep with a so-called white woman, a Edomite. My baby come out looking like Blake Griffin, and my son is an Israelite still because of me. He go get with a white woman. That baby come out looking like Justin Bieber, man. That Justin Bieber looking motherfucker is still an Israelite, man. And say him, that Justin Bieber looking motherfucker go get with a white woman, and that baby come out looking like Tom Cruise, man. You know, that Tom Cruise looking motherfucker still an Israelite, man. You know, you gonna have some of our people looking like the heathen because it was part of our curses, man. You know, and that's what we gotta understand, man. You know, that's the whole point of this video, is to try and help our people get that part and understand that. See, this is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 23. I have lifted up my hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen and disperse them through the countries. So, you know, if you look up our history, the history of the Israelites, we've been scattered and dispersed into all heathen nations, man. And what do you think our man did when we were brought into them lands, man? You know, our men are known for loving to lay with their women, man. Our man found good-looking heathen women and laid with them, and their babies came out looking like the heathen, like the tennis player Naomi. You know, she looks like a so-called Moabite Chinese people, or Ammon, the Japanese people. She looks like one of them motherfuckers, but her father is a Levite, a Haitian. You know, she's an Israelite, man, but she looks like, you know, you look at her features, her face, she looks like the heathen. You know, but our people are scattered, and that's the whole point, because that's what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, that's what he prophesied would happen to us, man. You know, because, hey, that's how he wanted it, and it's also clever, because, you know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the one who has a perpetual hatred against Jacob, the righteous, the Israelites. You know, Esau goes back to Cain. Esau goes back to that serpent in that garden, that man, that wicked. You know, they all throughout history, they came after us with the sword, and the Lord hit his ass with a checkmate and finessed his ass. You know how? Because he had us mix and mingle. Even though it's shameful, but the Lord has things play out in certain ways for a reason. Also, things be twofold, man. You know. So Esau out here searching for us, the 12 tribes of Israel, and the Lord done fucked them up now, because some of our people even look like him. Why you think these devils draw blood and shit? Because he trying to find out who Israelites and who heathens. He trying to find us. We are the Lord's hidden ones, man. You know, you got some of our people who gonna look like the heathen. Understand that, man. You know, they're not heathens, they just look like them, man. That's why we gotta be spiritual in this thing, man. It's a spiritual thing, you know. It's a spiritual thing. So, you know, that's why in the book of Revelation 7 and 9 it speaks of that mixed multitude. Speaks of that mixed multitude and how they're gonna speak of different tongues and stuff. That's because we're scattered. Like it says, in Luke 21, and Deuteronomy 28. We're scattered people. We were scattered amongst the heathen. So some of my people gonna come out these nations speaking their language and looking like them, but their forefathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, this is James chapter 1 verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. The 12 tribes are scattered everywhere. That's why Paul went and had to gather the lost sheep. Those who are from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that were scattered into the Romans societies, into the different Greek societies. He had to go gather them, man, and preach this word and bring remembrance back to them. It's in their spirit. What? You get my word. It's in their spirit, man. They Israelites, man. You know, people gonna come looking like the heathen, man. You gotta understand that. See, this is Acts chapter 2 verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. See, that's showing you our people are going to come looking like the heathen, man. They're scattered. You know, we can't be cornered. We got to be spiritual with this thing. I might have already said it, but the reason why I did this video, you know, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, you know, Tyson Fury is an Israelite, man. That's not no goddamn white man, you know. You know, most of them Irish people are from either Judah or Benjamin, man. You know, our people rule Ireland. Our people rule. You ever heard of the Black Irish? You know, most of them are descendants of them. You know, Conor McGregor, man, them Israelites, man. They just lost their melanin, man. Lost they pigment. They bearing the shame of the heathen. You know, and that's why we got to preach this word. Because it's going to gather them. The Spirit bears witness that we are the children of the Most High. You know. Like for example, if you ever heard of Billie Eilish, man, the curses was on her heavy, man. That's why people be selling out, because they try and get away from the curses. Her father left her at a young age, man. That's them goddamn curses, man. You know? You know, that's them curses, man. So, you know, and I went to a high school called Eastside High, man. That shit was full of motherfucking confusion of faces, man. So-called white boys, but they blacker than the motherfucker. They real niggas, man. And they was not faking it. That was just them, man. Everywhere you see them, they round niggas, man. Who they favorite artists? NBA Youngboy. All these niggas, man. Them little Israelite boys, man. Them ain't no white boys. Them ain't Edomites. Them was Israelites, man, who didn't have melanin, man. I'm telling you, man. Our people are gonna come looking like the heathen. And we gotta get spiritual. We gotta get spiritual so that we can try and gather them. Whether they be of the elect or not. Or they be 2/3, fuck them. But just know, our people are gonna look like the heathen. So with that, you know, I think the point's been made. So, call Halayim Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakadash. Shalom, Israel. Remember to keep it spiritual and not carnal. You know, every Israelite will not look like Wesley Snipes. Every Israelite will not look like LeBron. Some of our brothers lack pigment. Some of our brothers may look like a so-called Chinese man. Some of our brothers may look like a so-called Arab. But we gotta know and be spiritual to be able to discern those things. Because the natural Gentiles will receive of that judgment and serve captivity for 1,000 years. But you got some of our brothers who gonna look like them heathen, and the Lord gotta gather them so He can give them back their melanin, give them back their melanin, give them back their salt. You know. But with that, I want to say Shalom, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah, Bashem Rakakadash. Remember, we are Hebrew Israelites, not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Hebrew Israelites. This is not about skin color. It's about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's sons. Shalom.